still wants to kill you. He has a rule.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spilling Tea, my non-existent audience, and those who are going to be watching me on the replay. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, of course, as you know. And, whoo, boy, has it been a week. Has it been a week? Wow. So as you all know, I like to complain about my state because, well, let's face it. It's Missouri. And wow. So let's start when earlier this week I found out that our GOP out here has defunded all the public libraries, folks. All the public libraries. Most of our libraries are rural, and is in fact where a good majority of the few kids out here who actually do enjoy reading, who live in rural areas, actually get, any access to books. Really anything that is accessible that is besides the stupidity that runs these rural areas. So they're defunding the public libraries. These are the places I used to basically live as a kid. Talk about home away from home. I don't even know where I would be if it had not been for those libraries, but they're going to defund them, and here's the reason why. The GOP got mad at the public libraries because they filed a lawsuit with the ACLU when the GOP tried to get them to ban LGBTQ plus material in their library stands. It's a library. If you want to only read certain books, get them from a bookstore. Nobody's forcing anyone to read those books that they have on the library stands. The whole point of a library is to have access to a variety of material. In fact, there's the whole Dewey Decimal System so that you can go search and find the specific genre that you want. Nobody is forcing you to read those books. But apparently they're grooming children. Seriously. Let me explain something to you. It's something, as a person who was part of Gen X, you remember last time they tried to ban stuff and, tell us how to talk and how that all went? Yeah. Didn't go great, did it? There's a reason behind that. It's because when you ban material, kids, in particular teenagers, are going to say, well, that must mean it's some good stuff. So guess what? The crap you ban, that's what we're going to go after. Just saying. Trying to ban books from a library. And then when they sue you for basically trying to censor what they allow on their bookshelves, you decide to pull public funding. So you're going to rob kids from poor families the ability to get their hands on books and expand their minds because you're so afraid of the LGBTQ plus community that you'd rather rob your kid of an education? Wow. Hi, Miss Chloe. Good to see you. But yeah, so it started with the GOP is now going to defund the public libraries in my state. Started there. And then, as we got towards the middle of my week, wouldn't you know it, Kansas City. What happened in Kansas City is we had a young man who was simply looking to go collect his brothers after his brother had been hanging out with his friends. He got the street name wrong, so he ends up knocking on the wrong door. And this young kid, we're talking high school, 16, 15 years old.
Hello.
Hello. But this
Hello.
poor kid in Kansas City, and yes, he was black. Poor black kid, 15 years old. When he knocks on the wrong door, the guy thinks that's okay to shoot him in the head.
And this is why guns are controlled in the UK.
Now, that's bad enough. But it gets worse. The dude then steps out of his house with the kid on the ground and shoots him again. Yeah. Oh, but the kid's still alive at the moment. Thank God for small favors. Fighting for his life. And is this dude still being held? No. They let the guy who shot this poor kid twice go.
I am sensing racism.
A lot of racism. I mean, granted, it's Kansas City. And there is massive racism in that area. I do mean massive. There are parts where if you go to Kansas City, I know this from having back in the day when there didn't used to be airports out of where I live. And the only airport was really out in Tulsa and in Kansas City. You would have white people tell you to not go to certain places in Kansas City. That's how racist KC is. But this poor kid, for simply the crime of knocking on the wrong door, gets shot twice. Hey, Jenny. The perpetrator let go. It's like the Mike Ferguson thing all over again. And Ferguson's not that far from where all this happened either.
I have just had shit hit the fan. First things first, I got flashbanged yesterday.
I have no idea.
If you played video games, I've been flashbanged without the flash.
I still have no idea what that means. I'm sorry.
Right, flashbang. For a bit of context, a flashbang is where there's a bright light that's been flashed and then a loud bang which gives you tinnitus for the next, I don't know, couple of hours.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So,
yeah. Long story about that. I was in the grocery store yesterday, grocery shopping. Someone hit the panic alarm. Now, I don't like sudden loud noises.
Most of us don't.
No.
Yeah. Now, I had my worst fear happen yesterday. I had an autistic meltdown in the store yesterday.
It happens.
Thank goodness the collie. Thank goodness my town is not ableist.
Good.
First things first, I was proper shaking. I was still doing my little thing that I do when I get scared. And I was covering my ears. And she goes, "Are you all right?" And I'm trying to speak, but all I can muster up is a whisper. I go, "I'm autistic." like very, very quietly, I go, I'm autistic. I hate sudden loud noises that are a continuation. And she gets me out of the public eye just to stop me, just to sort of see, like, just to like calm me down. She goes, do you need me to call someone? Do you need me to like get you a glass of water? I ask for a glass of water. And she goes, okay, yeah. So she sits me down and then she gets me a glass of water. She makes sure I'm okay, and everything else she like. And then she goes to her employee, like her colleagues, like, this young lady's autistic as well, and all of that. And this lovely old woman, bless her soul, she was so understanding. She goes, I go, I'm so sorry. I was supposed to be checking out earlier. And she goes, and then she goes, you're autistic. I go, yep. Please bear in mind, I've just had an autistic meltdown and I'm prepared to fight anyone at this point. And she goes, don't worry, you can go ahead of me.
Oh.
So we all, like, I apologize profusely. And she goes, it's okay, because I understand it. I understand. And, like, it was kind of refreshing.
Right? No, definitely.
Like, everyone who was around me at the time, it was so refreshing. Because they all walked past me and went, are you okay? And it kind of, doggy, it kind of, like, restored some faith in humanity that I had.
Yeah, it kind of does. Kind of does, especially after this week. I've told you all my state has lost its mind. So we're defunding public libraries. People are shooting people through doors at random. And let's see here. I went on a rant because I'm getting tired of seeing something in particular. And yes, it's JD versus AH, but whether they're on his side or hers, what I've been seeing a lot of is this whole, but he's weird, and how he dresses, basically starts listing neurodiverse traits. And I'm like, all right, I've had enough. And I kind of snapped. Because it's the same crap they do to all the rest of us. Particularly when the person says, but they're a weird white, basically alluding as those things that make us weird makes us bad people. That's what pissed me off.
And then to top, like, the weird, like, what the fuck sort of episode. So it's probably going to be one of those what the fuck this week. My mom and my nan got into a car accident today.
Oh man, is she okay?
Car's written off. My mum's got a broken thumb and potentially either broken or bruised ribs. My nan completely unscathed. Please bear in mind, I'm going to send you pictures of this, Tiffany, because I can't screen share. Okay?
Okay.
So, first one's mum's car. Second one is the car that first one's mum's car. Second one's the Bentley. You can screen share it as much if you want.
Oh, since that's your family, I'm going to keep your family stuff to your family. just maybe something I get from my mom, but
Mm,
yeah. I'm glad they got out both relatively okay. Your poor mom.
like, I'm surprised that they basically came out unscathed, considering like how totaled those cars are.
But I know it's gonna be hell breathing for your mom for a while.
Honestly, I've turned around and I was like, there's an inside joke between me and my mum. And I'm just like, so your mum's fucked. Do you think that will give you the incentive to not smoke for a while? And she goes, haha, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that gives her she's like, because, yeah, if you know, you know.
I get it.
If you used to smoke, you know that sort of motion.
Yep. I'm glad they got out okay.
I'm surprised that the only casualties were the cars.
I've been in one of those car wrecks before when I was real young. God, it was my mom, my brother, and I. It was late at night.
Thank you, Jenny.
And we were heading up to the other town. And there's that one bridge that would go out of town. And it was icy. It was, I believe, December, January.
Mm.
And, of course, we ended up swerving, went off. But it was a shallow bridge, thankfully. There's no water underneath. It's just a little bridge. We don't know why it's there. And
Statistics, honey, look it up.
And so we went off there, and I was the only one that ended up with any kind of injury. And that is because I was sleeping, but with seatbelts around me. I had this weird thing as a kid. I got to stay safe with the seatbelt. So here's my autistic little brain genius. I'm going to put the seatbelt around here, and then I'll put the other seatbelt around my legs, which if you suddenly slam because you're going off a bridge, that doesn't keep you from your head slamming into the door, nor for the reaction of your teeth suddenly biting into the inside of your mouth, to which I have a scar to this day.
I felt that. I felt that.
I will
I felt that.
I will probably feel that as probably like the day I turned 40. Ow! Ow! Probably.
Just generally being empathetic. It's like, I felt that.
I can still remember that. And I was crying and I was scared. And there's my brother, as usual, just sitting there teasing me. Just like he did after the Fort Hood. Why do you keep bothering me, dude? You are stationed
My guy, we thought you were dead.
Right? I couldn't get a hold of anybody. I couldn't get a hold of my mom, my grandma, my uncle. I could get hold of no one. And then 11 o'clock at night, he wakes me up. What? The massacre just happened at your fort. Yeah, I know. We've been in lockdown. I wanted to know you're alive.
My guy just literally just like, my guy, we thought you were dead.
Right? I couldn't get a hold of anybody. Of course I'm going to freak out, dude. I'm autistic, which means any normal person would freak out, but I was super focused freaking out. Mm-hmm. Talk about doom scrolling. Because, God. Anyway, so our public libraries out here are being defunded because the GOP is terrified that, oh my God, a kid might get one of the LGBTQ plus community's books and read it. So we're going to defund the public libraries, and basically many of these rural libraries, they don't get any other kind of funding. They're just going to shut down. So all those poor kids who would have been like I was, like, that was my place of refuge. It's where I went to get away from the bullies and the bull. It's like it was my escape to go to the library and read every little book I could get my hands on. And now kids like me, the other little autistics, they're not going to get to have that anymore. And yeah, I was mad. I'm still mad. Like, you are so afraid of this group that you will continue to first lie about them and refuse to apologize even after being called out for lying and photoshopping.
Harmless. This is off after a couple of drinks of Chardonnay. However, we are very harmless. We are very we will fucking kill you.
Yeah, so we did that, and that poor young kid. Like I'm sitting there thinking of like when I was a young kid, and if you knocked on the wrong door, it was no biggie. They might have looked at you like you were an idiot, rolled their eyes, and then closed the door. No, now we're shooting people. And then he gets to walk. Like KC police, you do not understand how like this can turn into a very bad situation quick. Are you kidding?
The food, I kid you not, could possibly it could go from 0 to 100 real quick. You don't know what this person's incentive is. You don't know if it's gonna mean ethnic cleansing. You don't know what it could stem from, if that makes sense.
It could devolve so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And hi, Sean B. I'm sorry I didn't catch you earlier, but I do see you there. But yeah, it can go straight to hell real quick. Real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this whole state's already been a powder keg. I mean,
we're just waiting for someone to strike the match.
When you've got senators, oh no, here's the thing I haven't got to mention yet. One of our senators, and you know what? I don't care. I am going to name and shame. His name is Senator Mike Moon. Defended on our Senate floor child brides.
Whoa. What?
Yeah.
What a sick bastard.
Right? In fact, this is how it started. Well, I know of 12-year-olds who got married, and guess what? They're still together, said it with his full chest.
My philosophy is we all piss the same, we all go to the same grave, we all bleed the same. So why the fuck should there be segregation?
There shouldn't, and I blocked that little racist there that decided it was going to invade, or whether it was a bot, I don't care. I'm just in no mood for stupid.
Mm-hmm.
What did the person say? I didn't catch that.
Oh, they were just talking about how, well, I believe that all blacks are. I didn't even read the rest of it. I'm just like,
oh, jeez.
Yep, nope.
Basically, they were an asshole, and Tiffany got them before the mods could play with them.
Well, I'm up here, so I can't really do anything on my phone when I'm up.
Same. The only time I can do that is when I'm on my laptop, but hey ho, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not here to play
Hiding.
nice with these people. These are the same people who believe people like me should be aborted. So they can, kiss my autistic ass. But
Well, that sick mother might like it, so.
Same. Jenny, I wanted to play as well. I wanted to play.
oh, fuck around and find out.
Yes.
Yeah, no. That's our more sarcastic sides, but I guess I've just had my utmost fill with stupid. I live in this state. I have no way out of here. If I can seclude myself from stupid as much as I humanly can, I'm going to. I put up with enough of it on the phones. If I dare venture outside my house for more than 5 minutes to do anything other than go to the gas station and come back, nah.
But yeah, I'm happy that the faith in humanity has been restored with the whole thing that happened to me yesterday.
That's why, much as a nihilist as I am, I'm also logical. And here's the thing. There are good women and bad women, good men and bad men.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard of a concept to wrap your brain around, but now we live in a world where suddenly that's a hard concept. Or, but you're weird. Yet go take a long look in the mirror, pal. Talking about
what is normal nowadays? Let's be honest here.
normal is an imaginary concept made up by the bulk of society to force on the rest of us. It doesn't actually exist, but they normalize the things that they do so that they will never get called out on their own stupid, weird shit. Which is what I went on a rant about earlier, because I'm sick and tired of people demonizing Johnny. Specifically people who keep calling him, well, he's not a good guy, he's weird, and start consistently naming off his neurodiverse traits that he showed during the trial. And then to imply that somehow, because of these traits, that he, and in a way, that could kind of allude to the rest of us that somehow we're not good people because we have these traits, can kiss my ass. I'm done playing with these people. It's not okay. Most of the people I know, you, Miss Chloe, Jenny, you, Chairman, most of the majority of the people I know who are neurodiverse have been people out there in the trenches. And I'm not talking like keyboard warriors. We've been out in the streets to protest against racism, against homophobia, against ableism. We've been part of grassroots campaigns. We help charities when we can. We get the shirt off our backs for people. We stand up for when we see bullying. But somehow, because I stem, or because he stems, or has a vocal stem, somehow we're not good people. Nah, I'm not going to let that shit slide no more. No, it's not okay. I'm sorry, but it was a particular person. They were on Johnny's side. But he's not a good person because he's weird because of these traits. Like, nah.
But yeah, If we all want to hear some slightly refreshing news,
Go for it.
I am going to be working in a hospital myself.
I heard. Are you going in as a med assistant or?
I'm technically I'm going to be working in a end of life ward.
Gotcha.
So old people who are
Hospice care.
expected to die.
Yeah, hospice care.
Yes, I'm a domestic staff. So I'm a cleaner, I'm a chef. I'm basically everything that people need me to be.
Hospice care, yeah. My mom did that for several years. My brother did too.
So if I start end up having more and more,
Judy's got a job and she's going to help the peoples.
I am going to help the people.
Good, and I'm glad to see people like you working with the elderly, because I keep seeing these videos of completely horrible people treating them horrifically, and I feel like you are the kind of person that would call that shit out immediately.
Harry as well, my other half, he works in a care home. He's a chef as well.
He's 7Ls. Cool, so you're going to be working in the same place?
We're not. We're actually going to be working 15 minutes away from each other.
So kind of like out here. Jenny says, I hope you don't hurt me because of your ADD. Thank you. Okay, one of the most vilified neurodiversities out there, bar none, is the ADDers and the ADHDers. Basically, even when you do research on it, they're talked out like they're criminals. Ugh.
Breathe, pet the cat. Breathe and pet the cat.
I know, but y'all are my friends. Sydney is my friend, and I
know, chill out. Find Brahma and pet him.
He's on his throne.
Oh, so he's turned around and gone now.
Him sitting on the throne.
So Brahma's being adorable.
He's like, I gotta rest because I had to keep dodging mommy from trying to involve me in a selfie. But mommy looks
Brahma's
pretty, and you always look pretty. Come on, no. Yeah.
This is how like the two cats in Tiffany's household works. Brahma's like, I am the king of everything, but also the world looks awesome, man. Church, I will kill everything in this general vicinity.
Except when she's hormonal, like today. I'm going to snuggle the bowl. I'm going to snuggle the TV. There's just a random piece of plastic here. I'm gonna snuggle that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Merrick, good to see you. So you've been talking about what happened out in Kansas City. I don't know if you've seen the news, but out in Kansas City, in my state, a poor kid knocked on the wrong door and got shot twice, and they let the guy off.
Yeah.
Hi, Merrick. Hi, Sean B.
I still can't believe that crap. I still can't believe that.
And I went on a rant because I'm tired of whether you support Johnny or not. Do not list his neurodiverse traits and then make it sound like that's why. Well, that's what, but it's weird. So that means they're not great people. The best people I know is people like us, period. That's it.
I'm not sure if I've said this story on stream before. But Johnny Depp himself actually broke down in a play, near the Now,
Yeah,
for a bit of
yes.
context, there are 3 stores under the same name called Tesco.
UK. I remember seeing similar areas.
Now,
God, I just say, get me out of here.
for a bit, right, when I refer to big Tesco's, I'm talking this shop was basically a warehouse. It is massive. He broke down near outside of just that massive Tesco, and he noticed all of us, like all the Braintree civilians. We've all turned round, we've all stopped our cars, we all stopped traffic, and we managed to get him to a garage to get him fixed. Or the mechanic, to get his car fixed. But he always, he never faulted anyone from that place. And it is my hometown. So, and we all appreciate Johnny Depp. We can all be ourselves towards each other in that town, but we all appreciate Johnny Depp.
And Jenny's making a point. They treat us all, autistics and ADHDers and ADDers and all of us, they treat us all like we're going to snap and hurt people. I may snap, but I'm not going to hurt you, but that light behind you is about to get messed up.
Piss me off on the wrong day or catch me without caffeine or nicotine in my system and it's game over.
Thankfully, I have not had a crouch throwing day. Because, yeah, after the adrenaline wore off, my back, holy crap. That was in my 20s, too, because I know one day I'm going to be feeling that, going, God, why was I so stupid when I was young?
Oh, don't worry. I am in my 20s now, and I am regretting every single little back pain that I have. Or when your body clicks, you go, death is near.
No, but they're like, but he hangs out with rock stars, and they talk about the tame rock stars, these little girls, and I'm sitting there like, wait till they learn about Motley Crue.
Wait until they find out about what Ozzy Osbourne did.
What has Ozzy not done? That is the proper question.
We're all questioning how my guy is still alive. Let's be honest here.
Hey. I have this is my headcanon. He questions himself at least once a day. I don't even know how I'm still here.
Yep. Probably with a little bit more effing and blinding, but...
Due to somebody commenting on my channel, I'm trying to be nice and not curse as much, even though we all know in real life I curse like I was raised to curse, because I was.
Right, let's put it like this. We're all potty mouths. Stronger potty mouths than sailors that come to port.
I'm pretty sure that my mom could make drill sergeants cry.
You ain't seen a pissed off Yorkie, have you?
I have, actually, yes. When I went to the concert, when I was in the UK for that 2 weeks over 10 years ago now, a Yorkie came with us.
Mm-hmm.
And my ex kept calling her a sheep shagger, and eventually she snapped. As is right.
Yeah, you don't pick up a Yorkie.
Yeah, that didn't end well. And
there are several things in life that...
I didn't help matters. I just started cackling at him.
There are several things in the UK that you do not do. Rule number 1, you don't piss off a fucking Yorkie.
And also, there's something I want to address because I'm tired of hearing it. If an individual wants to collect certain materials from history, for example, people who collect Nazi memorabilia, and they're declared, well, you must be a Nazi. No, they're not, Karen, because then you'd be calling every British, American, and every other Allied soldier who took some of that crap home from the battlefield, you would say that they sympathize with them, after they shot them in the face. There are some of us who are interested in history. Some of us are even very interested into the darker sides of history. I have studied the Inquisition within an inch of my life and would love to get my hands on some of that stuff.
Let's put it like this. I like to learn history because I like to know where we came from.
We all know how obsessed I am with the bubonic plague, but specifically how it impacted psychologically the people who survived it and what came out of it. Because I find it to be a fascinating subject, in particular the art form that became the macabre, which is still, you can still see that effect in a modern horror. That stuff fascinates me. Does that mean I am just really waiting for the next something of that scale, an illness of that scale to hit? No, Karen. No, I'm not. I'm on works healthcare, okay? No, I'm not. It's a fascinating, dark subject. Some of us are interested in the weird, dark side of history. Doesn't make us... I can't. I literally can't.
Now,
I literally...
all this, a really, weird justification, but we're all weird. We all have these things that we kind of want to know about.
For example, even my grandfather, who fought in World War II, was interested to find out how the Nazis even came to that mentality, how they could be so spellbound by an individual that they could either A, not even notice the atrocities, or B, become complicit in it. And they study it. Not because they sympathize with these individuals, but because they're interested in the way the human brain functions that could bring a whole country of people to that point that they did. It's a dark side of history, yes, but if we don't confront the darkness, it's going to confront us.
Mm-hmm.
As we're kind of seeing now.
I kind of compare it to the story, the philosophy of, if you stare into the darkness way too long, the darkness will consume you, and the darkness will become you.
Become the monster. Yep, it's true. And also these people, these guys they're demonizing was the same guys that offended the hell out of me in high school. It was the metalheads. It was people like, Manson, the Depths, the metalheads, the goths that had my back every time.
You want to know why? Because people like us claim anyone who's macabre, out of the ordinary, different. We accept people as our own.
I wasn't even really... I addressed grunge. That was my generation. That they're all right, but they're sitting there like, but you listen to Metallica religiously. I'm like, since I was 10. They're like, welcome aboard.
But we will take you under our wing if we feel as though you need to be defended.
Yeah, no, those people defended me far more than the so-called good-hearted Christians that went to church every day kids. By the way, if you want to know the kids that are really out of control in your high schools, it's not the LGBTQ+, it's not the goth kids or the metalheads or the people out by the dumpsters smoking. The most wild kids are those church kids.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
bar none. I know because I've seen it from the inside. You want to talk about people who get up to some like weird, and I don't mean good weird. I mean, they should seek therapy.
Oh, trust me, a lot of those people are past that point.
Yeah, agreed on that one, Chairman.
Way past that point.
Eric, I like the quote that's been going around lately that all this stupid and insane crap that's coming from the right and the insane crap that's coming from the left, the new meme that's been circulating amongst us Gen Xers is literally, it's Morgan Freeman pointing up, and underneath it, it says, "This is why the aliens won't talk to us."
This, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary friends, is why the aliens won't talk to us.
I mean, right? I mean, there's kind of a point there.
I mean, the guy not wrong. The guy not wrong.
Oh, but we're the weird ones. We like our grunge, our metal, and we like to stim in public and do our weird things and pursue our special interests. But because I'm not allowed to call out, like, when they go obsessing about a celebrity and in particular their personal lives and their private lives. I'm sorry, it's borderline stalker. It's borderline stalker. And what's even more is these individuals feel like they should be able to have opinions to affect said individual's life. It is the weirdest crap I've ever seen. Or as I like to call it, why neurotypicals are actually the weird ones, part 1.
My phone messed up. I accidentally pressed leave.
It's fine, Cobb. We all know
It's fine. I've done it too. Well, I'm going to admit something on stream right now that I have never told a lot of people, that I am a sensitive. I can read people's emotions if I touch them.
I have the ability to tell what kind of person an individual is by having them several feet away by just looking at them in a matter of seconds. And thus far, I've never been wrong. But of course, for one of my exes, I just had to ignore my first impression. Just had to ignore it. See, that's the thing. But didn't Johnny see all the red flags? Oh, we see them.
Oh, we see them, my dears. We just don't acknowledge them until it's too late.
Yeah.
And we will sit there and we will fool ourselves. Because in that particular, I was 20s. I didn't have a whole lot of experience when it came to dating and men. I didn't know when I was being gaslighted. I didn't know when I was being love bombed. And I didn't know when I was being used. And I didn't even know it until many years afterwards. And it's not because I didn't see the red flags, it's because I ignored them all.
Mm-hmm.
When I go out into public, I wear gloves when I shake people's hands, so I can't read them.
I mean, we have similar friends. Paul and I have similar friends. By the way, I totally read him on Smoke Deck as one of the D&D nerds. Paul, you radiate D&D.
I have been known to wear a tricorn hat in public just for the sake of wearing a tricorn hat in public. So yeah, I'm a D&D nerd.
Salute. He still has some of the dice in the box is back there in his closet. And and we have some of his D&D books underneath here, just in case anybody's wondering. And he's taught me more about Gary Gygax than I have ever known in my life.
I also have the Pathfinder rule book, which I've never read, and I'm not even sure why I have it.
You just have it for like, just in case. You have it for just in case.
When we were moving out of our previous apartment, I found it on the floor of one of the closets. I think one of the guys that lived with us left it behind.
Was it the dude that we found, like, where he was, like, manufacturing ecstasy?
I don't know what he was manufacturing, but I'm pretty sure he did.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's not good. That's not good.
He also had a riding crop, but did not ride horses. So that gives you a good idea of what sort of person he was.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, granted, I don't kink shame anybody. If that's your thing, go for it. But when you're moving, please remember to grab all your toys for the sake of the poor individuals who have to clean up after you.
Yes.
It's just, I would call it a common courtesy. Please don't allow me to find your toys. Ugh.
Oh, don't worry. I'm still on the verge of like I'm wanting to fix the bathroom that the previous tenant messed up.
All right, Paul. Merrick says Pathfinders is said to be good. There's also a PC game of it that is heavily inspired by the original D&D.
Yeah, Pathfinder was originally developed by a bunch of people that liked D&D but wanted to go their own way with it. And when there was people talking about boycotting Dungeons and Dragons because Wizard of the Coast was changing the open gaming license, everybody was switching to Pathfinder at the time. Or a lot of people were switching to Pathfinder, I should say.
Was that Gamersgate? Because I hear a lot about Gamersgate, and I don't really know anything about it.
I don't know whether that would have been considered Gamersgate or not. I just remember there were a ton of people on my feed bitching about it.
I can tell you sort of what Pathfinder is sort of like.
Okay.
Have you ever, if you've ever played D&D 3rd edition?
Did you play the 3rd edition of D&D, Paul?
Yeah, 3rd edition is actually my favorite rule set for D&D.
Yep, he's played it.
Then it is essentially Pathfinder. That's how my mate explained it to me.
Got it. Also, there was a nerd argument that was started by a meme. And it started out with J.K. Rowling had an idea, wrote a book. George R.R. Martin had a good idea, wrote a book. J.R.R. Tolkien, and then, with the laser eyes, had an idea, created languages, a mythology, a world, races. And then there was a lot of people, but the other people did all the same things. But they didn't, though. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the J.K. Rowling fans, but I'm sorry. Her books are just not on the same tier. Not at all.
And Gary Gygax freely admits there would be no Dungeons and Dragons if there was no J.R.R. Tolkien.
I'm sorry, but the only people I feel like that could be on that same tier, if we're talking modern, would be Gene Roddenberry and George Lucas.
Frank Herbert.
Yeah, world creators. Literal world creators.
The Hyperion Cantos, he'd be on par with that. I mean, the first book in the Hyperion series is literally nothing but a glossary to help you understand the rest of the series.
But yeah, no. The nerd part of Twitter is my favorite part of Twitter because these are the arguments we get into. There's no drama, just who's the better writer?
I also like cat Twitter because cat Twitter.
Cats of Twitter is one of the best things on the planet.
Who doesn't love cat Twitter? It's
And-
therapy.
Let's see here. Church has been on cat Twitter. Brahma has been on cat Twitter. Taka, when he was alive, was on cat Twitter.
Quick diversion back to nerddom. The producer of Deadpool has been assigned to run a Dungeons and Dragons live action series for Paramount.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Cool.
Who's got Paramount Plus? Because I might need to sign in.
Cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
I don't know whether to watch the D&D movie or not, because I've been hearing things from the geekdom on both sides.
I haven't watched the movie in so long, I don't have any points on my account anymore.
I mean, I just stream everything. The last thing that I streamed, well, that other than my obvious constant documentaries and listening to background stuff for noise, was Multiverse of Madness. And yeah. Multiverse of Madness is awesome. I don't care what the critics say.
It is exactly what it's supposed to be. It is a Doctor Strange movie directed by Sam Raimi. And it is obvious that it is a Doctor Strange movie directed by Sam Raimi.
Well, interesting. Now I have a Joe Biden bot in my chat.
What?
Wait, what? I kind of want to see this.
Has anyone heard Agenda has made a legal what the WTF?
I heard
man?
about that, and I have been, and many of my other fellows have also been spreading that particular word.
I'm not a bot. He says I'm not a bot.
I am pressing X to doubt here, and I don't think it's working. Why is my X button not working?
What are you trying to do?
I'm pressing X to doubt, saying that they're not a bot.
Okay, and there's an X. Yes, me and my fellows have been spreading the word about Uganda on Twitter, where I'm mainly housed when I'm not on the phones or watching documentaries. Or making vids about the JRC, the stuff that they're doing here to torture people like me for, existing.
Yep.
It's just, yeah, one of those things. We have a lot of things going on right here that nobody talks about.
Agreed.
I mean, all right. You are allowed to come into my chat to talk about a specific situation. You are also allowed to say you're not a bot. What you are not allowed to do in my chat is to tell us how to spread that word. Or anything that is going to be something that is not the usual way of handle things. We'll just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Do not incite stuff inside my chat. You do things the proper way. Thank you. I appreciate it. There are proper channels. There are ways of doing things, and they're there for a reason. I've been doing it for years. I've been trying to close down the JRC, who is torturing people with autism right now while we're talking, but I'm doing it the legal way.
Mhm.
Because this world's got enough chaos and violence going on in it right now. Let's not add to it.
Yeah. And this is why, like, I, as Miss Chloe, I'm named as Switzerland. I do not get involved in shit.
I do. And I have for over a decade. But there are proper channels and ways of handling things and ways of speaking to individuals without inciting insanity.
Mm-hmm.
I had enough chaos in the 90s. Thank you. I can still remember the LA riots.
I still remember the London riots, and they were like weeks before the 2012 Olympic Games.
But yes, I've been talking about the Uganda situation. To be perfectly honest, though, my focus has been on what's happening here to us. What's been happening in the UK to us. I don't know if you've seen my video, Miss Chloe, but from a new ally that I acquired over there in the UK, she told us about a place called Talbot Manor. Where
I do not have my laptop on me. I will go and have a Google search when I have the spoons to do shit tomorrow morning.
Over 1,600 so-called sexual incidents in a one ward with 59 children.
That's sick.
That's over half of those kind of incidents that were reported to NHS.
That's sick.
And then you've also got the shit that's also going on with the Metropolitan Police. For those who don't know what actually is going on with the Met Popo, long story short, there was a lot of racism, sexism, ableism, homophobia, transphobia. Basically, there was loads of bigotry in the Met Police.
That I've heard a little bit about from other people in the autistic community who live out where you do. I've been hearing like bits and pieces.
Let's put it like this. We are more than likely to take matters into our own hands, considering the fact that we have little to no trust in the police already, enough as it is.
None of us do, no matter what part of the world we're in. Especially not our community, especially not the autistics, the ADDers, because we are always the ones that get targeted, even when we're the ones who call.
Yep.
I loved when I got attacked by that one guy that I had visiting me, and I was the one who got the guns drawn on me. Great. Great, yes. It's the tiny, skinny little one in her nightgown running in her bare feet. Obviously, I was the threat.
I got to a point, and I will openly say this on chat. Right. My old place gave me a lot of trauma. And to be quite honest, when I thought the racism was bad, the ableism was a lot worse.
Oh, no. No, and it's been rampant everywhere, and it's just been getting worse. And the only reason why it's not in the news is because, well, seems like nobody cares about us but us.
And I will openly say this, when the night that not only did the kid of colour get arrested, I nearly got nicked that night as well. And I will openly say that I nearly got nicked that night. Because I was trying to calm everyone else down, but they were seeing me as the active threat.
It's always the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happened to all of us on some level or another. All right.
So it got.
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt. Joe Biden account, you will not be banned as long as you do not incite anything that in any way, shape, or form would be doing some form of protest that is outside legal bounds. I will not tolerate that. You want to tell us to call senators? You want to tell us all of that? I'm behind you. I do that sort of stuff already. I've been an autism advocate as well as human rights advocate and disability advocate for more years than I care to count. But inciting anything at all that is not going through proper channels, and you will get banned. This will be your one and only warning. Hi, Chairman. It's good to see you.
Hi, Chairman.
Sorry, did you get kicked off the feed? I know your internet gives you trouble sometimes. I remember those days.
Is interwebs going no? But yeah, the amount of ableism that
Okay, there's a difference between what Miss Chloe is talking about. What we're talking about specifically is defending ourselves when somebody is threatening us.
when you're staring at the bottom of a taser, being prepared to get tased mentally.
Or staring down the barrel of a gun or several, as the case was that particular evening.
When you're staring down either a barrel of a gun or staring down the barrel of a taser, they can terrify you, and those things do stick with you for the rest of your life. And
what we're talking about is we will defend ourselves. What we're not talking about is going out and inciting anything.
I do not partake in violence. The only time that I partake in violence is when shit has been happening to me.
For example, I'm pushing 40. I've been a part of the autism rights and disability rights movements literally my whole entirety of my adult life. I've been fighting the JRC for just as long. But although Chloe knows the video and she knows the inclination, no matter how much we would love to storm the place and drag those kids out of there and get them to safety and shock every single last one of those sons of bitches who've been torturing those kids for decades, it's not the right way to do it. It's not the right way to be. At all.
Tiffany looks like my age, and I will honestly say that, considering that I am just legal to drink in the US.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, as much as I would love to basically put every single last bastard who has tortured those kids on the shock devices they force on those kids while getting the rest of them to safety, I'm not going to do that. There's a right way and a wrong way. That's the wrong way. But I won't deny that the inclination is there, because every single last one of us has it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's watched that video with Andre. God.
The screams.
See, this is why some of us stim. It's with we really want to do something like that, but we can't. So we have to let the energy out in some way that will not end us in jail.
And this is why I play Guitar Hero for that particular reason.
Or I play Donkey Kong Kingdom, where the pink-haired little thief has to die.
Pink-haired bitch must die!
I'm sorry, but she does. Hard.
Yes, I know. Paul has told me your cadavers.
Or I'm playing Tetris repeatedly. But yeah. Do political protesting, yes. Do it the right way, yes. Do not end it in a way that ends up horribly.
For fuck's sake, do the protesting, but just don't end up in jail, for the love of God.
Or if you're going to, be like Adapt. For, their civil disobedience and how they did that in that video. Be like Adapt. That's a form of protesting. Although, granted, do it like them, large group. It's the best way to go. Hello, SB-chan, I think.
Hi, SB-chan.
Hello.
It looks dark where you are.
Yeah, I gotta turn the light on.
Do I have to have a flashbang warning? Okay, I need a flashbang warning.
Oh, if any of us autistics or ADHDers or ADDers even shown even a hint of aggressive, we'd be locked in the hoosgow faster than our heads could spin. And yes, I used my mom's word, the hoosgow, because she said it once and I loved it and immediately adopted it. Hoosgow. Sorry, Chloe, I just really like that word.
No worries. It's just something that my brain's just gone, okay. Because I'm in that weird, sort of recovery from being flashbanged yesterday.
Yeah, I'm actually, because you're kind of doing better than me when I come out of a meltdown. The worst thing about my meltdowns is when I come out of one, it is really easy to send me right back in. Anything can set me immediately right back in. The wrong thing.
Yeah, that's not good. That happened to me the other day.
Somebody says, you're finally calmed down, right? I'm sure you know this. You're calmed down, you're calm, you're in your happy space inside your head. And then somebody decides to bring up what made you melt down in the first place.
Mm-hmm. My coping mechanism is make jokes about it.
That's the thing, though, with me. You can't even make a joke at that point in time, or I will just go straight back in. So
my coping mechanism, because I was because teachers used to set me off deliberately. So I used to make jokes about it.
Things. You know that, Chloe? People at work try to do that to me.
Oh.
I don't know why. It's a really bad idea for them to do that.
Some people just have no survival instincts. That's what I'm learning, watching. Chloe knows I watch people. I'm a people watcher, and some of y'all have no survival instincts whatsoever. It's amazing. It blows my mind. You get this one individual who just picks the wrong people will walk up to him, just like, dude, don't do the thing. Do not do the thing. Yeah. My brother's kind of one of those people. Mike, don't do the thing. I'm gonna do the thing. That's when you start backing away slow. I'm just gonna turn the corner here.
I joke about and say that I've been flashbanged because it's the only sort of way that my brain can go, okay, that shit happened. Cool. Let's carry on. Pretend nothing's wrong.
Okay.
You know.
For this
Okay.
individual who's not familiar with disability rights, there's a lot more going on within the movement than just people in wheelchairs. You have people with autism. Hi, how you doing? All of us.
This is
Hello.
correct.
We have been discriminated against. We've been targeted. We've faced guns. We've faced tasers. We have faced
Handcuffs,
discrimination,
duct
school
tape,
discrimination, medical discrimination.
torture, abuse, all sorts of shit.
Every single last one of us. And they target us like you would not believe.
Brahma
Individuals.
saying hi. I see the Brahma. I see the Brahma.
All right,
Brahma
now
left.
everybody's cool down.
Ooh,
Kitty!
hello, cat.
We have the Brahma.
And he says, I actually would like to see the Peoples this time. Hi, Peoples.
Hi, Brahma.
He's looking
Mama.
good at you. Looking at the chat, looking at everybody. He said, hi.
Hi, Brahma.
Excuse me, I have some sun to go stare at. Or I might go on the blanket. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure if I want to stay here and get some pets and be called good kitty, or whether I want to stare at the sun. Decisions. Decisions,
The
bro.
Brahma is awesome. We all love Brahma. Can
this
can
out.
we all get either a high five emoji for Brahma or a cat emoji for Brahma in the chat?
Oh my God, Merrick, you're not kidding. Hell, if you could take a shot just listening to one of Chloe's stories, or one of mine, or SB Chan's, or especially the kids who went to the JRC, you had to take a shot.
Hey, Merrick. My name is Joe, too.
That's alcohol poisoning.
Oh,
Check this out. Tiff. It's a Posey medical restraint key. I got a bunch of those. I carried those all over my body and my shoes and everything. Some handcuff keys and razor blades. In case I ever get handcuffed or zip tied or duct taped.
Yeah, no. Don't need to know about those, and neither do the people, just in case. You don't get the individual who might put you in that situation information, or they might take it.
That'd be a
Tiffany,
bad
you
idea.
are definitely going robotic, honey.
I know it. But anyways, I know SB Chan just got on here, but it's about that time anyways, as Brahma is very obviously saying, Mommy, it is dinner time. So, everyone, it's been a great panel. I appreciate everyone. We will be talking to you, the Monday after this, because I gotta sleep. I will see you all next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye, everyone.